They say that in a room this size, 97%, statistically speaking, 97% of the people will spend the whole day here, listen to all the information, and walk away and do absolutely nothing. And that to me is a crazy, crazy idea. Who wants to invest a whole day in the spring market and not do anything with the information? That would put about 5 people in the room here taking action on their business and actually changing the trajectory of their lives. That's it. So again, I know this is a different type of room. This is a room full of doers, a room full of people that take action, a room full of productive people that have really done great things. There's a lot of top producers in the room here, which I am very humbled by to be able to speak in front of, so I thank you for coming. But I did want to raise the awareness around us taking action on something today. So I want to not just spend our time here today to learn information, because education without implementation is simply entertainment, right? Education without implementation is simply entertainment. It's simply what? Entertainment. All right, we're getting better, guys. We've got to amp this up a little bit. A room with this many realtors has to have some energy, right? We got some energy in you, Phil?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this morning, I want you to put your hands out in front of you, okay? Hands out in front of you. I want you to do a slow counterclockwise turn to the left. Big rotation, big rotation. This morning, we're going to, look at that, Glenn's doing. He's got the move thing. We're going to make a take action soup this morning. You ready to drink it in? Say aye. Aye. All right, I love it, I love it. Now, the take action soup, this is going to nourish your ambition. This is going to get you fired up to take action and propel you into a greater outcome, propel you towards your goals. Now, it has 3 simple ingredients in this take action soup. Everybody say 3 ingredients. 3 ingredients. So the first ingredient in a take action soup is strategy. You can have lofty goals, lofty ambitions, whether it's to lose weight, whether it's to better your marriage, whether it's to grow your real estate business and impact lives. You can have all that and be so excited to pursue these things, but if you don't have a clear and concise strategy, everybody say strategy? Strategy. If you don't have a clear and concise strategy, it makes it really hard and difficult to take a step forward, right? Now, what Jeff is going to do today is demonstrate a really simple strategy for us to build a business, if that's what you'd like to do. But if not, we want to do something called modeling. Everybody say modeling. Modeling. Modeling will allow you to go behind someone that's done something that you would desire to do and just follow the path. Simple, simple, simple. Just follow their strategy, right? So anytime you're not having breakthrough in your life, ask yourself the question, am I modeling someone successful in this environment, right? Am I modeling someone successful in this environment? So there has to be at least 10,000 different roads to Alaska. You consider all the different junctures and turnoffs we can take. Are we taking the direct route? Or are we taking the scenic route? Some of us are taking the route all the way to Halifax only to realize that they're going in the wrong direction, right? If you're with me, say aye. Aye. Whoa, what happened there? If you're with me, say aye. Aye. There we go. So with all these different directions, we're living our life kind of like a salsa dance, right? A few steps forward, a few steps back. That is not a strategy for success, right? You can have fun salsa dancing, right, Sam? But it's not a strategy for success. So, number 1 ingredient is strategy. Everybody say strategy. Strategy. The number 2 ingredient is urgency. You can have a great strategy. You can have the game book in front of you. You can know the play. But if you don't have urgency, it's impossible to take action. Everybody say action. Action. There we go. See, urgency, some of us are born with this innate sense of urgency. We're just ready to go all the time. That's the 1%ers, right? And maybe at different seasons of your life, or if you have if you have a great vision that just magnetizes you forward, that can give you urgency as well. But sometimes we need to manufacture it. See, if the house is on fire, if the house is burning down, you have urgency. We got to get out of the house. A strategy, you'll find a strategy. It'll show up. We got to leave. We got to get out of the building, right? But if you don't have that sense of urgency, if it's a nice rainy day like today, and your spouse says to you, honey, we go get the mail at the end of the street. Go to the mailbox, get the mail. It's my day off. I've been working all week long. Can it wait? What's the urgency? What's the rush, right? Nothing is really propelling us into action. Now, if she's holding the frying pan to your head, you might be motivated to get out of your seat. Okay, I'll get the mail, right? Everybody, you're with me? Say aye. Aye. So strategy is a big thing. Urgency is a big thing. We need to manufacture it sometimes. I remember last year I coached a girl who had come over from another company, and her previous experience with the manager that she had wasn't the greatest experience. And nothing, I think it was just a personality clash to some degree. She wasn't able to get to her goals, and she was a little bit discouraged. And so to propel her into action, one of the things we did was she wrote this beautiful letter acknowledging her former manager, all the great investment that he had done, all the motivation that he had given her, really raised her up as a leader. And then she wrote a very generous check saying that she just wanted to bless him and thank him for who he was in her life and who he made her. The only thing was, if I were to have sent the letter for her, it would have been out of integrity for her. So she knew that she had to take certain action steps to get to her goals. The goals that she had planned. She knew the steps she had to take, yet she wasn't motivated to get there. So I lovingly held on to the letter and said, if you don't do the actions that you have planned, I'd be happy to send this for you. Right? So did that cause pain in her life? Say yes. Yes. Absolutely. So the pain was enough to propel her into action. Right? The action that she wanted. So sometimes the pleasure of attaining the goal isn't enough to pull us in the direction we need. We need pain as a greater motivator for many of us. So we can manufacture urgency when we're not breaking through to our goals. We look for another simple. Where's Serge? Everybody say hi, Serge.
There he is. Hi, Serge.
So when Serge and I started working together, we needed a contract to formalize things, right? Now, so we have a great relationship, so it wasn't an urgent thing. Well, not to me, I guess, right? And so, but yet, sometimes things get forgotten, mostly by me. So I wanted to make sure that his expectations weren't let down, because I really enjoy working with Serge. So he came up with a strategy one day and said, Colt, I have an idea. If you don't have a contract by the end of next week, how about you post a photo on Facebook with no shirt on in full flex? Everybody say full flex. And so do you think that propelled me into action? Absolutely. Because I mean, talent loves accountability, right? So I thought, hey, what a better way, because I was lacking urgency, so it was an opportunity to manufacture some urgency in order to get things done. Everybody say get things done. Get things done. What was that? Better left unsaid, I suppose. So, the last key ingredient. So what is the first ingredient? Strategy. What is the second ingredient? Urgency. Third ingredient is certainty. Okay? Everybody say certainty. Certainty. See, you can have all this strategy, game book in front of you. You can be all fired up and ready to go. But if you don't have certainty, if you don't know with 100% that this is the route that you choose to take, you can't get there. Because there's this little thing, this little seed called doubt that'll creep into your mind, and it'll just grow like a cancer and start to absorb all the opportunities, all the thoughts that you may have. Everything that you're propelling to, is this the right direction? Then the BSO shows up, the big shiny object, right? And what about this? What about this? Is this a quicker way? Is this a better way? Yet, as you've come to realize, I think those that have been around long enough, they know that it's not about finding the best way, is it? No? Maybe we haven't realized that. It's not about finding the best way, it's about choosing a way and committing to it. Right? So we're choosing a path, a strategy, and just staying 100% committed to it until you get the results. Now, you may make some curves along the way, but certainty is really about a mental state. You know? Certainty is having faith. Certainty is believing in what you can't see. But you know, when we use the word belief, for example, there's different levels of it. It's like, do I believe a lot? Do I believe a little today? Where certainty is just as concise, it's conclusive. You know, I either do or I don't. I'm either going to take action or I'm not. So we have to be 100% certain that we are going in the right direction. We have to be 100% certain in all the uncertainty that's around us. Because do we know when the listing's going to sell? Do we know, what's going to happen with the world today? I mean, with all the stuff in the media, it can be a little scary place if we spiral down these doubts, right? So to have certainty and be committed that no matter what, if I don't have the answers today, I'm 100% certain that they will show up in my life. If you're with me, say aye. Aye. So having 100% certainty. I can share with you, about 5.5 years ago, there was a time in my life where I hit rock bottom. And I was well over $100,000 in debt and living in a partially finished basement at a friend's house that I had sold to him, trying to model success to all my other friends that were buying and selling real estate. Imagine how fun that was. And it was the most uncertain place I had ever been because I realized that all the decisions that I had made in my life had led me up to that point. I had become a result of all my decisions, and the person I was felt worthless. The person I was felt like he couldn't achieve or do anything. And in that moment, I mean, that began a spiritual journey for me, but in that moment, I made a decision. I made a decision that all the decisions that I had done resulted in this, and that's who I became, but it wasn't going to stop there. It wasn't going to be who I become. And the decision was not to quit. The decision was I was 100% certain that the trajectory of my life was about to change, because I was not going to settle for who I had become and only settle for who I was going to be. If you're with me, say aye. Aye. So we want to be 100% certain. So what's the strategy? Ingredient number one. Gave it away there. Ingredient number two is? Urgency. And ingredient number three? Certainty. So if you have all these together, this is the formula. This is really the ingredients for that take action soup that you're going to drink back at lunch hour. Hopefully they're serving it up out there. So everybody stand up. You got some energy in the room here while we get things rocking and rolling. Try not to knock over your coffees. I want you to raise your right hand and say aye. Aye. Commit. Commit. To implementing. At least one thing. Today. All right, sit down. Give me a high five and say you know what it takes. All right, now we got some energy in the room. I would love to actually start. Let's keep moving. Let's stand up one more time. Oh yeah, let's give a warm Canadian welcome to our friend Jeff Cohen, who has taken his business from 80 transactions to 580 transactions over the last 4 years, who has implemented strategies and systems that are some of the cleanest team models I've ever seen. So can we give him a massive, with all the energy you have, welcome.